This video is about fixing the remaining issues with the computer. Shelf doesn't really want to open because I ruined it myself. Cut this in order to make the RAM fit, but then a spring came out of here and it's no longer pushing this shelf open properly. I will try to fix it by installing a new spring. If I put this into the hole here, press it together, and now press the shelf, then it opens very nicely. And I close it, and open it, close it, and open it. My idea is to use epoxy. To make this flap open and close based on the temperature of the cooling, I'll try to use this solenoid, which I will install here, and this will activate. This is a 12 volt solenoid that I can switch it in BIOS on and off based on the CPU or chassis temperature of the motherboard. You have to order one that's meant for long duty, because most of these solenoids are meant to be powered on only for like 5 seconds or something, and this one is meant to up for 12 hours, so it should be more than enough. I also checked that the amperage of this thing is lower than what the motherboard supports, because this motherboard also supports water pumps. I managed to get it in here. I drilled a hole on the other side, drilled a small hole here, and attached it with one screw. One screw should be enough because it's not big forces. Now when this retracts, it opens this. Also the epoxy has dried here, and now when I close it, it opens violently. Could have probably put even a bit softer spring, but you know, I like it. Found some spare cable that will connect to the fan connector here, and later I'll configure the BIOS or UEFI or UFI, whatever you want to call it, to open it at certain temperature. So in order to fit this flow and temperature meter and alarm, cut another hole. Like, of course this will be going from the other side. Since I didn't want to dismantle everything, taped the cardboard box underneath it, so when I cut this, then all the dirt goes in here. This flap here, I got it working nicely. I just had to put the spring on the upper side, so now it is able to open this up, and I used just a tiny bit of brass wire. Putting in a lot of effort, installing this thing here really nicely. Shines through the case. It turns out that it's broken. The impeller in here that measures the flow gets stuck all the time. Unfortunately, I was unable to get the same model. I was kind of forced to get something different. I guess it won't look as nice as it was supposed to look like, but you know, such is life. I should have tested it before installing it. To replace it, I currently just ripped it out, and let's see how this replacement will be. Well, it's not the end of the world. I think it's okay. I'm sad that the screen color is dark, because this one had this nice silver one. I specifically ordered it to match the color of this. It's kind of funny. It crashed my brain a bit when I was trying to read this tuo and ni. So it's in and out. I managed to chisel off all the epoxy from here, and I did test it already. Plugged it in, put the flow through. It's nice and quiet, and the flow meter seems to work. I managed to epoxy the new meter in. I'm just letting it dry for a bit more. So if I press and hold up, I can set the temperature alarm. Thing that now sucks, the earlier display had nice big numbers, you could easily read it. I also slightly improved this. Before, this would stay a bit open, so now when I turn it on, then this dynamic Aero works much nicer, because this goes flush and it closes properly. Well, my cigarette holder still works, and the lighter also still works. I ended up removing this flow meter, is also crap. It worked for a couple of weeks, but then it started to have the same problem, that it shows that there is no flow. In fact, there is flow, but again this impeller in here just gets stuck. When you lodge it a bit, it starts moving again. So just don't buy crap off of AliExpress. Well, yeah, now I will have a hole here which has nothing. I just gave up on the idea of having this flow meter. I even made a nice connector to power this piece of shit from directly from the power supply. One of the things that I was missing a bit is that this motherboard doesn't have enough USB ports, so I bought this header. Usually cases have, you know, in the front or the top have some extra USB ports, but I will be installing this. Very nicely fits. It's 32 or 30 centimeter this wire. Now I have 2 more USB ports in the back. Yeah, I really like this computer. It hasn't had any problems, and yeah, now all the issues and things that I was missing are complete. This project is now officially finished. Yeah.